Welcome to a journey through the shadows, where whispers echo with the weight of centuries and the past. Tonight we find ourselves drawn to the flickering candlelight of history, to places where the veil between our world and theirs grows thin. 5 buildings, each with a story more chilling than the last. Stories of love and loss, of betrayal and revenge, and the restless spirits who refuse to let go. The Tower of London, a fortress of stone, standing sentinel on the River Thames for over 900 years. Its very stones whisper tales of royalty and treachery. Within these walls, history was written in blood. Kings were crowned, prisoners languished, and some met their end on the executioner's block. It's no wonder, then, that the tower is said to be one of the most haunted places in England, a place where the echoes of suffering still linger in the air. And perhaps no spirit is more infamous than that of Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn, second wife to King Henry VIII, a woman of sharp wit and even sharper ambition. Her story captivated a nation, only to end in a swift and brutal fall from grace. Accused of treason and adultery, she was imprisoned within these very walls. Can you imagine her terror, her desperation? The cold stone closing in, her fate sealed. On May 17, 1536, Anne Boleyn was led to the scaffold. Her life, once filled with such promise, extinguished with a single blow. But did her spirit find peace? Or does she still wander these grounds, searching for justice? And perhaps for her lost love? Over the centuries, there have been countless sightings of Anne within the tower. Some claim to have seen her weeping by the chapel where she prayed in her final hours. Others describe a regal figure dressed in white, gliding through the gardens, her head tucked beneath her arm. Imagine encountering that spectral form on a moonlit night. The rustle of her gown, the faint scent of jasmine. A chilling reminder that some wounds, even time cannot heal. Nestled high in the Colorado Rockies, the Stanley Hotel stands as a beacon of Victorian elegance, a place where the air is crisp, the views breathtaking, and where, some say, the dead still mingle with the living. Built in 1909, the Stanley has welcomed countless guests within its grand halls. But some, it seems, have never checked out. Their presence lingers, a ghostly residue of lives once lived and loves lost. Room 217, perhaps the most infamous room in the Stanley Hotel. It was here, in 1974, that a young Stephen King found inspiration for his chilling novel, The Shining. The room, he claimed, was filled with an unsettling energy, an unseen guest watching his every move. Guests who have dared to stay in room 217 report strange occurrences, lights flickering, luggage mysteriously unpacking itself, and the distinct feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. But the ghostly encounters don't end there. Throughout the hotel, guests have reported hearing music echoing from the empty ballroom. The haunting melody of a piano played with a mournful touch. Some say it's the spirit of a former housekeeper, still tending to her duties in the afterlife. Could it be her way of communicating with the living? Or is it simply the wind, whistling through the old halls, playing tricks on our minds? One thing is certain, at the Stanley Hotel, the line between reality and the supernatural blurs in the shadows. Deep in the heart of Louisiana, draped in Spanish moss and whispering secrets, stands the Myrtles Plantation. It's a place where beauty and horror intertwine, where the past refuses to stay buried. They say death leaves a stain, and here at the Myrtles, those stains run deep. Built in 1796, the plantation saw more than its fair share of tragedy. 30 or more souls are said to have met their end within these walls, their energy lingering long after their time had passed. But none of the stories are as chilling or as enduring as the legend of Chloe. A young enslaved woman forced into a life she didn't choose, Chloe found herself at the mercy of the plantation's master. Whispers of a forbidden affair, of a jealous mistress, and a plot gone terribly wrong echo through the halls. Did Chloe poison a birthday cake, intending to sicken but not kill? Or was she framed for a crime she didn't commit? The truth, lost to time, only adds to the mystery. Legend has it that after her untimely demise, Chloe was buried on the plantation grounds, her spirit unable to find peace. Restless and seeking solace, she wanders the halls of the Myrtles, forever bound to the place of her torment. Those who claim to have encountered Chloe's ghost describe her as a young woman with piercing eyes, her head always wrapped in a green turban. Some believe the turban was a way to conceal her identity in life. Others say it's a shroud, a ghostly reminder of the manner of her death. One of the most active locations within the Myrtles is a particular mirror, a portal to the other side, some believe. Visitors report seeing figures reflected back at them that aren't standing in the room. Faces flicker in the glass, gone in an instant. Is it a trick of the light? Or is it Chloe, watching, waiting? And then there are the children. The spirits of young ones, their laughter echoing through the halls, their tiny hands tugging at the clothes of unsuspecting guests. Are they drawn to Chloe, seeking comfort in her spectral embrace? The stories of Chloe and the Myrtles plantation have been passed down through generations, each telling adding a chilling new layer to the legend. Skeptics dismiss the tales as folklore, the product of overactive imaginations and the South's penchant for storytelling. But what about the countless first-hand accounts, the photographs capturing unexplained figures, the overwhelming feeling of being watched, of not being alone? Can all of that be explained away? Today, the Myrtles plantation operates as a bed and breakfast, inviting brave souls to spend the night and experience its spectral residence for themselves. Will you dare to sleep in Chloe's room, the air thick with her sorrow? Will you be the next to glimpse her reflection in the mirror, her eyes filled with an eternity of longing? The Myrtles plantation stands as a chilling reminder that some stories don't end with death. They linger, they haunt, they whisper through the ages, daring us to believe. Now, darling, let's venture deeper into the darkness, into a place where even the walls whisper secrets of suffering. Eastern State Penitentiary, a name that sends chills down your spine, and believe me, it's earned every shiver. Imagine, if you will, the relentless grip of isolation, the despair that clung to every cold stone. For years, this imposing fortress held countless souls captive, their stories etched into the very fabric of the building. And some, my dears, some never truly left. Cell Block 12, they say, is where the veil between our world and the next wears thin. Visitors, brave souls, have reported disembodied whispers, chilling laughter echoing through the empty corridors. A coldness, a presence that clings to you long after you've stepped back into the sunlight. Can you feel it? That prickle on the back of your neck, that unsettling awareness that you're not alone? Oh, I assure you, in Eastern State Penitentiary, you never truly are. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. But what about when there are no eyes? Just empty sockets staring back at you from the shadows. Visitors to Eastern State Penitentiary have described fleeting glimpses of ghostly figures, apparitions that vanish as quickly as they appear. A man in a guard's uniform, his face locked in an eternal grimace. A prisoner forever pacing his cell, the weight of his crimes etched onto his spectral form. And then, the most unsettling of all, a face that seems to materialize in the darkness, only to dissolve into the shadows before you can truly grasp its features. Are these restless spirits seeking solace? Or are they trapped, forever condemned to relive their torment within these unforgiving walls? Perhaps, my dears, the answer lies not in knowing, but in the wondering itself. Silence, they say, can be deafening. But in Eastern State Penitentiary, it's the sounds that will truly unsettle you. Footsteps echoing down empty hallways, the clang of a cell door slamming shut, a symphony of sorrow played out on the very air you breathe. Imagine, if you will, the cacophony of anguish that must have permeated these walls. The cries of the unjustly imprisoned, the whispers of madness, the prayers of those who had nowhere else to turn. Those sounds, my dears, they don't simply fade away. They linger, imprinted on the very essence of the place, a haunting reminder of the human capacity for both cruelty and despair. So, tell me, do you hear it? That faint scratching at the edges of your senses? The soft moan that seems to come from within your own mind? It's the chorus of Eastern State, a symphony of sorrow that will stay with you long after you've left its shadow. Ah, the Winchester Mystery House. A sprawling Victorian mansion, a labyrinth of endless hallways and staircases leading nowhere. But behind its whimsical facade lies a story steeped in tragedy, a desperate attempt to outrun fate itself. Sarah Winchester, heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune, was a woman haunted, not by ghosts, but by guilt. The spirits of those killed by her family's rifles, she believed, were seeking revenge, and the only way to appease them was to build and build and build. Day and night, construction continued, guided by Sarah's seances and whispered conversations with the beyond. Rooms were added upon rooms, staircases twisting back on themselves, doors opening to blank walls. It was madness, some said, fueled by grief and fear. But what if it was true? What if those lost souls whispered their torment through the hammering of nails and the sawing of wood? Imagine wandering through the Winchester Mystery House, your hand trailing along the smooth banister of a staircase that leads to the ceiling. A chill runs down your spine as you feel a presence beside you, a whisper of cold air against your cheek. They say the spirits of the Winchester victims roam freely within the house, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. A shadowy figure glimpsed at the end of a corridor, a door slamming shut on its own, the faint scent of gunpowder lingering in the air. One particular spirit, they say, is drawn to Sarah's seance room, a place where the veil between worlds is thin. Visitors have reported feeling a cold hand on their shoulder, a whisper of a name in their ear. Some say it's Sarah herself, still searching for peace within the walls of her own creation. The Winchester Mystery House stands today as a testament to the power of grief and the lengths to which we'll go to escape our demons. But has Sarah Winchester found peace within its labyrinthine halls? Or is she doomed to wander its endless corridors for eternity, haunted by the echoes of her own sorrow? Some say the construction never truly ended, that even now, hammers can be heard at night, building stairs to nowhere, doors to emptiness. The Winchester Mystery House remains a place of unsettling energy, a place where the line between the living and the dead blurs, leaving you questioning what you see, what you hear, and what you feel. So tell me, darling, do you dare to visit? To walk the halls where spirits still linger, and to feel the weight of their unseen gaze upon you? The Winchester Mystery House awaits, and within its walls the whispers of the past still echo. From the echoing cells of Eastern State Penitentiary to the labyrinthine corridors of the Winchester Mystery House, we've journeyed through some of the darkest corners of human history. We felt the chill of ghostly whispers, glimpsed shadows lurking just beyond the veil. These stories are but whispers in the dark, reminders that some spirits never find peace. They linger on, bound to the places they loved, the wrongs they suffered, the mysteries they left unsolved. Until next time, stay curious and beware of the shadows. You never know what might be lurking just out of sight, waiting to whisper its secrets to those who dare to listen.